Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 13 of May I Scraplift You, a hop started by Crystal Barrett with pineapple papers. And today, I hope I don't butcher this, I am, scraplifting Gardy Wiedner. Her Instagram is Gardy_in_love_with_glue and paper. And I'm going to scroll down so you can see that. And I think that word is probably not English, so I once again cannot read that. But, and I also am going to apologize. There's at least twice that I'm off camera through this video. I could not go back and redo the whole thing. So anyway, I'm scrapbooking these 4 pictures of my dog and my Neff pup. And I am using this Die Cuts with a View Playful Pets 6x6 paper pad or mat stack. I have these Recollections Puffy Paws. They're not like puffy stickers. They're almost like a foamy. And then I have a couple different Crafter Square stickers or embellishments that I'm going to use some of. And then I have these 3 different stickabilities. And then I have an extra one of those puppy paws if I run out of what I've got. And then I have a piece of craft paper to use as my base. I didn't want to use white because I've got a lot of white based paper in this paper pad. So the 4 different places on here, I'm going to use the paper pad to create those clustered spaces. And then I'm going to use all these stickers. And so I've got paper and embellishments. And I've got my picture and this awesome layout. So let's see how this goes. So the first thing I did was go through my paper pad. And I really want to use as many scraps as I can because my goal for 2022 is to use at least 1 scrap on every single layout. So I pull out these cut parts, and then here's 2 scraps. Right here's what I'm pointing out is that I'm pulling out these scraps. And I love this aqua colored dog bone. And I don't have a cat. I don't plan on scrapbooking a cat. So I love that the B side of these papers, if they're cat related, have like paws or bones or something on them or stripes or plaid. I love that plaid and I almost pull that. But it's predominantly that same aqua color that I've got on the bones. So I keep going and I love this polka dot and it has all the colors I'm working with in it. And it's not blinding to the eye. Some of these are a little blinding, so I didn't want to use those. So I pull out these 4 colors and then I cut apart. And then I cut them down to a decent size. And 2 of them are white based. So I have those in opposite corners because I don't want them to be right next to each other or right on top of each other. And I really have no rhyme or reason to where I lay the pictures, except I have 2 pictures with both dogs and 2 pictures with just my Neff pup. And I kind of felt like I wanted those catty corner and not right next to each other. But it's not like a this happened first kind of thing like I've done in plenty of my layouts. So I mat 3 of the 4 pictures on black, just scrap. So there's another scrap used. And then I mat this 4th picture of the 2 dogs on red, which is the back of that blue puppy dog paper in the bottom left corner. I had to think, and a text message just came over. So I was reading and talking and looking at my layout, and I just realized that I, for some reason, and I can't remember exactly why, move the top right one and the bottom left one. But that's fine. Oh, I do remember why. Never mind. Guys, I just did this. I try and do my voiceovers immediately after I do the layouts, or I will never figure it out. Okay, so a couple of these have circles or holes cut out of the top corner or the top middle because they're from the paper pad. So in some cases, like in the bottom right, I have that covered. And then in the bottom left, I have that one covered. And then the top one, right now you can see that the hole is still there in that green dog bone paper. Don't worry. So I decided instead of, she's got some of hers cut in like a file folder looking style, which is so neat looking. I don't have a prompt for that. I think all 4 of them actually are. I don't have a thing for that, and I really just thought I'd do some tearing. So I tear them or distress, and I leave one side just plain. No distressing, no inking, no nothing. And I want it to be all 4 of the sides are different. So in the top, that's why I ended up flipping the paper, by the way. So the top left has a straight side on the inside. The next one to it is a straight side on the bottom. And so, and then the one below that is on the top, and then the dog bone is on the left. So each one of them has a straight, undistressed, untorn side. And I don't know why I did it that way. I just did. That's kind of the way that I do things a lot. So I have these, I went through the little cut aparts and I found the two that I really wanted to use. One is got a doghouse and it says Puppy Love, and they're cousins and they love each other and they play well together. And then the other one is a journal, and I am going to bring that forward on that paper right there sometime before I adhese everything down. And then I pull this little dog who really doesn't look a whole lot like my Neff pup, but I felt like it was similar enough in color and size. So I went ahead and pulled it, and those are, you can see it better today. Those are sitting on a piece of acetate from a sticker sheet that's empty. So sometimes, depending on the lighting, you can't see that acetate, and it just looks like I'm putting the stickers and an embellishment straight down on my mat. I'm not doing that, at least not on purpose. So I get the things out on my sticker sheets that I want to use. Two of them are from a dollar store, Crafter Square. And that little metal one that's on the bottom is two dogs together. It says My Best Friend. And I end up pulling that My Best Friend from the Stickability sticker sheet, so I don't put that down. I start to tuck this little cut apart in and realize everything else is torn and distressed. I really thought it would look better if it was also. So I got my Tim Holtz distresser, and I distress all four sides of that Puppy Love. And then I do the exact same thing for the journal, except I didn't distress the bottom because I figure it's going to be tucked in. But then I changed my mind, pull up the little polka dot paper and bring it to the front, but not yet. So I put down My Best Friend, and I'm just going to use that as my title. I didn't really need it to have anything to do with the fact that they're playing in the snow. I think this is in March, you all. Like, we had snow in March. That's not acceptable. So I get all of those things down, and then I put the little dog here next to the picture of just my Neff pup. And then I have this little dog bone with a ball, and because that ball is a very similar color to that paper, I don't want it to be right on top of it, but it's pretty close. And I use that to cover the little torn bit where you can kind of see that it had that circle cut out of it from where it was in the paper pad. So at this point I have pulled the journaling square or rectangle. I said triangle, guys. Yep. Rectangle forward. And now I am adding these, it's kind of like foam because it's not a puffy sticker and it's not like a plastic. It's like a foam. And so I put a little dog bone on top of the top right picture and one down by where it says rough in the bottom left. And then I pull out some of these flat dog bone or puppy paws. Did I say dog bone? Wow. Puppy paws. They're paws, guys. I bet you knew that. Golly. I can't even say that it's too late and I should be in bed. It's not even 9 o'clock. I have had a long, crazy week. 2 weeks for that matter. So, it's all good. My sanity is slim, but it'll be fine. So I use the dog paws, and I make a cluster of 3 in the bottom by the Puppy Love, and then a cluster of 3 at the top by the little journal spot. And then I finally decide, because I know it needs a little bit more of something, that I want to bring out my winter stuff. And this isn't all of it, but this is what I've been working with. And I know it seems weird to pull out these mittens and mittens and hat and a scarf, because the coloring worked. I thought I might tuck those in, even though dogs don't wear mittens and they typically don't wear scarves, although I do have a dog scarf and my dog does wear it sometimes. But I end up putting them away. I mean, they match pretty good, but it just doesn't feel right to me. And I consider putting a snowman on here, but that doesn't feel right to me. Plus, the coloring on the snowman is super off. So I just pull these little circular snowflakes, and make a cluster of 3 in the top right and a cluster in the bottom left. And then I have 2 left over, and I just kind of tuck them behind this dark blue one and then a light blue one up here by the other journal, or by the journal, and cut apart. So I've used those up, and now the only thing on that sticker sheet is 2 snowmen. So then I decide that I have these, I can't remember, I feel like they're Mambi or something. I've had these, I bought these when I worked at Target in 2006 was the last time I worked at Target. So if that tells you anything about how old they are, there are 3 of them, and you can kind of see them in this video, but that one in the middle especially, but there's one in the top right cluster, there's one in the middle, and there's one in the bottom left cluster. And I just made pretty much a diagonal from the top right to the bottom left with the snowflakes and the enamel accents from Ranger. This is in white glacier and black tie, and I love these. They don't have a ton of dimension, which I'm okay with, but they're super easy to work with, and I love how bright they are. They don't disappear into the page, like they hold their color. And then I pull out my Tim Holtz Small Talk, because in her sketch she's got like a little banner in the bottom right corner that says "What a Wonderful World." And so I want to put some word phrases or something down here, and I pull 3 that say "Stay simple, hello my darling, and find joy in the ordinary." And I just put those down by where it says puppy love, and then I add 3 more little dots of that white glacier or glacier white enamel dots. And like I said, from here you can tell. And so then I thought, oh, I'll do my journaling. And I'm like, no, not after you just put all these enamel dots or accents down. Let's wait, and we could do that later. So I will journal later about my dogs going out and playing in the snow in March, late March for that matter, like the week before spring break. And here's a close-up, and here's where I only showed you the top part of it, and I am terribly sorry. But you can definitely find her at Gardy_in_love_with-glue and paper on Instagram. And I just love this layout. I hope you all will go down in the description box and follow along all the different people who are hopping along daily or a couple times a week or a couple times this month with May I Scraplift You. And like I said, go check out Gardy Wiedner, I think, and I hope that I said that right. So I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of the week, and I hope you all come back tomorrow for day 14. And yeah, so see you real soon. Happy scrapping.